Hey everybody, it's time for another edition of Strat-o-matic 1986 American League style. This is a little mini league I'm running with just the American League East teams plus Texas. So when Texas is involved playing one of the American League East teams, I went ahead and pulled one of their actual starting lineups. But for reality purposes, I'm just kind of making up my own lineups for the other games. But when I find one that matches, we'll go ahead and use it. So this game was played April the 9th, 1986 in Arlington, Texas. And the starting pitchers, Doyle Alexander for the Blue Jays and Ed Correa for the Rangers. Starting lineups, Lloyd Moseby leads off in center. Tony Fernandez is at shortstop hitting second. Rance Mullenix at third base hitting third. Willie Upshaw is at first base batting cleanup. George Bell is in left field hitting fifth. Jesse Barfield is in right hitting sixth. Cecil Fielder will be the DH batting seventh. Buck Martinez, the catcher, will bat eighth, and Damaso Garcia is the second baseman batting ninth. For the Rangers, leading off will be Oddibe McDowell in center. Toby Harrah's at second. Pete O'Brien's at first. Pete Incaviglia, the strikeout machine, is batting cleanup. Gary Ward is in left field hitting fifth. Larry Parrish, the DH, bats sixth. Darrell Porter, the catcher, bats seventh. Steve Buechele at third base hits eighth, and Kurt Wilkerson, the shortstop, will bat ninth. This is advanced only, but I am using the ballpark effects, so we will be using ballpark effects and any clutch effects that are on these cards, because the 86 cards do have the ballpark effects and the clutch, but they don't have the super advanced symbols. So we're kind of doing a little hybrid here. My little tripod thing is acting up on me, so I'm going to have to hold this by hand and hopefully not shake it around too much. Leading off will be Lloyd Moseby against Ed Correa. And we're underway. It's a 4-7, so Correa against the lefty. 4-7 is a ground ball, second base X. Second baseman for the Rangers is Toby Harrah. He's a 4. And that's a 3. That's not good if you're the defense. Second baseman, a 4 and a 3 is a single. So a leadoff single for Lloyd Moseby. Lloyd Moseby with a leadoff single. Brings up the shortstop, Tony Fernandez. Switch hitter. Get a 4-4. Switch hitter batting left. 4-4 against Correa is a catcher X. So the catcher, Darrell Porter, is a 4. And that's a 14. So we'll check the catcher rating. 4 and a 14. Catcher rating 4. 14 is a pass ball and a pop out. So it's pass ball on Porter. That will move Moseby to second. But then Fernandez pops out to Porter for out number 1. So runner at second, 1 away. Brings up third baseman Rance Mullenix. So 5-8. Correa, 5-8 against the lefty, is a strikeout. Correa gets his strikeout there. 2 down. But now he has to deal with Willie Upshaw, first baseman. 6-2 against the lefty. 6-2 is a fly to right. And the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Jays here in the first. We go to the bottom of the first, and we'll bring in pitcher Doyle Alexander for the Blue Jays. And leading things off for the Rangers will be Oddibe McDowell. Chris Berman used to call him Oddibe Young Again McDowell. 111 against a righty. 111 is a ground ball to third. 1 away. Brings up number 2 hitter Toby Harrah. Harrah, 2-6 for Harrah against a right-hander. 2-6 is a 1-16 single. 17-20, he will line to short. And that's a base hit for Harrah. So Harrah's aboard. Brings up first baseman Pete O'Brien. 3-7 for O'Brien, and that is a fly ball to center. Now number 2. And I find that I tend to like the advanced better than super advanced, to be honest with you. There's less D20 rolls to slow things down. I can play games a lot faster. The fielding checks are a little bit simpler. And I don't think you lose a lot. Just my opinion. 5-10. 5-10. Alexander against a right-hander. That's a ballpark diamond shot check. And it's 1-11 in Texas Stadium, Arlington Stadium. 1-11 is a home run. It's an 18 though, so it's a fly to left. And the inning's over. So inconvenient, you got into one, but not quite far enough. One inning is in the books, and we are scoreless. And we'll move on now to the top of the second. And that'll bring up George Bell, the left fielder. He will lead off to face Correa. 1-10 for Bell against a right-hander is a pop-up to the first baseman, Pete O'Brien, and that's one away for Bell. Brings up Jesse Barfield to 1-7. 1-7 is a strikeout. 1-8 would have been a homer, but 1-7 is a strikeout. So out number 2. And that mosey is on to Cecil Fielder, father of Prince Fielder. 5-12 for Correa. It's a ballpark single check. And again, it's 1-11 for a base hit. And it's a 18, so we're going to revert back to, let's see, it's a ground ball to first. Usually when you do a ballpark single and it's not a hit, it's usually a line drive to short, so I guess that's what I'll go with. Doesn't really matter. I'm not keeping fielding stats. An out's an out in this case. 3 up, 3 down go the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the second. Doyle Alexander will now be facing Gary Ward. Just call him Gary Psycho Ward. 6-7. 6-7 is a split chance. 1-18 for a double. 19-20 is a single. That's a double for Gary Ward. Leadoff double for Gary Ward. And the Rangers have something going here. Here's DH Larry Parrish. 1-8. 1-8 is a strikeout against a right-hander, so one away. That will bring up Darryl Porter, the catcher. 6-10. Alexander against a lefty. 6-10 is a fly ball center field X. The center fielder for the Blue Jays, Mosby, is a 2. Error rating of 2, or fielding rating of 2. That's a 17. I know that's going to be a good play just from the charts. Get a number that high. So there's 2 down for Steve Buechele. 6-3 for Buechele against Alexander. 6-3 is a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2E27. So he's a 2 first of all. And that's a 3. So we'll check the pitcher's advanced chart. A 2 and a 3. And that's a single with 2 stars. No, check that. 2 and a 3 is a ground ball C. I was looking at 3-3. Ground ball C. And I believe that will end the inning. It certainly will. So 1-3 ground out. And after 2 complete, we are scoreless. All right, Buck Martinez, current Blue Jays broadcaster, is up to bat. 5-3 for Correa against a right-hander. Ground ball first base X. That's Pete O'Brien. And O'Brien is a 2. And it's a 15, so that's a good play. 3 unassisted. Double check it. I'm pretty sure it's a good play. I don't take that back. I mean, I see what you get you when you assume that only goes to 16. 15, 7-15 is a split chance. So we're checking for an error, so I may have to erase that. So O'Brien is an E12. And that's a 5, so we'll check the E12. A 5 is a 1 base error, so strike that. It is not a ground out to, it's an E3. Should have been playing this in pencil. It's an E3. Error on O'Brien. Leadoff man is on for Damaso Garcia. 4-4 for Correa against a right-hander. Ground ball third base X. That is going to be Buechele. And Buechele is a 2. for his range. That's a 12. That's probably an error check as well, and it is. He is an E16. So an E16, and we get a 7. So third base, E16. A 7 is a ground ball A. So good play there. And that will be a 5-4-3 double play. So that erased the error. Now there's 2 outs, bases empty. Top of the order, Lloyd Mosby. 5-7, left-hander Correa. 5-7, the ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Wilkerson. He is a 3. And that is a 19, so I know that's a good play. Get up that high. And the top of the third is complete. No score still. And that'll bring up the Rangers to see what they can do. As Doyle Alexander gets in, finishes a couple of warm-up tosses. We'll be ready to go with Curtis Wilkerson. So Curtis Wilkerson, switch hitter, 2-4 against a right-hander. 2-4 is a line out to short. So 1 away as Wilkerson lines to short. Back to the top of the order, and Oddibe McDowell. 3-4 for McDowell, and 3-4 is a ground ball to the pitcher. So Doyle Alexander makes that play easily. 2 down for Toby Harrah. 5-10. 5-10 for Correa is a ballpark home run chance. That diamond shot, so it's a 1-11 for Harrah. And he gets it. Toby Harrah, home run. So Toby Harrah breaks the scoreboard with a home run, and it's 1-0 Rangers. Here's Pete O'Brien. 6-7. 6-7's a strikeout for Doyle Alexander, and the inning is over. But after 3 complete from Arlington, it is Texas 1, Toronto 0. All right, top 4, Tony Fernandez, switch hitting shortstop, leads off. 3-9. 3-9 for Fernandez against a righty is a ground ball to second. So handled over there easily by Toby Harrah. 1 away. Brings up Rance Mullenix. 4-7 against a lefty. 4-7's ground ball, second base X. And that's going to be Harrah. He's a 4. And that's a 13. Probably an error check. 4 and a 13. No, take that back. It's a good play. Look at that. 4 and a 13. He barely got it. Ground ball C. So caught a break there if you're Harrah. And there's 2 down. Brings up Willie Upshaw. 6-7 against a lefty. 6-7 is a walk. So Correa, 2-out walk. Brings up George Bell, some of the heavy hitters for the Blue Jays. That is a 6-11. 6-11 is a ballpark home run shot. Diamond shot, 1-11. It's a 4. It's a home run for George Taco Bell, a 2-run shot. And the Blue Jays reclaim the lead. Or take the lead. They never had to reclaim it. They take the lead 2-1. Here's Jesse Barfield. Technically, you have to have the lead to reclaim it. 4-8. 4-8 for Correa is a strikeout to end the inning. But a 2 spot on that 2-run homer by Taco Bell as he ran for the border. And the Blue Jays take a 2-1 lead. And now Doyle Alexander will be in. And he will be facing Pete Incaviglia. Mr. Strikeout, 2-6. And right on cue, he strikes out. Incaviglia, call him Mr. Strikeout because he struck out 185 times in 1986. 185 times. So, one more for the books there. Here's Gary Ward. 5-3 against Alexander is a ground ball, first base C. So Upshaw will handle it himself. 2 up, 2 down for Larry Parrish, the DH. That's a 5-9 against a righty, and that's a strikeout for Doyle Alexander. Nothing doing for the Rangers in the 4th. After 4 complete, it's Toronto 2 and Texas 1. Okay, Cecil Fielder leads off the 5th against Correa. 6-7. 6-7 is a walk. So a leadoff walk to Cecil Fielder. Start things off. Here's Buck Martinez. 4-7. 4-7 is a ground ball second base X. Second baseman. Correa is a 4. And that is a 19. So that should be a good play. 4 and a 19 is a ground ball B. So runner will advance. So 4-3 ground out, and the runner will go to second. So runners at second, 1 away for number 9 hitter Damaso Garcia. 5-10. 5-10 is a strikeout for Correa. He's not tired yet, so the strikeout is good. 2 down, and here's Mosby. 5-7 against the lefty ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop Wilkerson's a 3. That's a 17. That's a good play, and the inning is over. So nothing doing there for the Jays in the 5th. Go to the bottom of the 5th. And back come the Rangers. Doyle Alexander on the bump. And the first batter he will be facing is Darryl Porter, catcher. And we get a 2-8 for Porter, and that's a strikeout. So Darryl Porter with the strikeout, 1 away. Brings up Bouchel, 6-4. Catcher X. Catcher Buck Martinez is a 3. And that's a 5. So we'll check his numbers. 3 and a 5. Nobody's on base. 3 and a 5 is a wild pitch and a pop-up. So it's no wild pitch. It's simply a pop-up. And that's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Curtis Wilkerson. 1-9 for Wilkerson is a pop-up to first. And the inning is over. Nothing doing there for the Rangers in the 5th. Played 5 complete. It is Toronto 2, Texas 1. Okay, start the top of the 6th, and Correa, this will be his beginning of his point of weakness inning. He's going to be facing Tony Fernandez, the shortstop. 6-10. Fernandez, switch hitter, batting left. 6-10 is a walk, so that's 1 notch. And the bullpen starting to loosen. Dale Mahorsic, right-hander, is loosening in the bullpen. Here is Rance Mulliniks. 6-7. 6-7 is another walk. So back-to-back walks. Correa may not be around too much longer. Here is Willie Upshaw. 3-11 for Upshaw against a right-hander is a ballpark single check, and that is a 1-11. It's 15. He's going to line to second. So 1 away for George Bell, who homered his last time up. 4-8 for Correa. He's going to strike him out. 2 down. So Correa, big strikeout. 1 out away from getting out of trouble, and just got to deal with Jesse Barfield. 1-6 for Barfield is a strikeout, and Correa did it. So Correa gets out of that mess. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-1 in favor of the Jays. Now let's check Doyle Alexander. Alexander, he's going to also start his point of weakness inning, as he has a 6 on his card. And he'll be facing Odubie McDowell, top of the order. 3-8 for McDowell, and it's a 1-10 single. 11-20, he will line to second. It's a 4, so it is a leadoff single for Odubie McDowell. He is on, and he is an A stealer, so we're going to look into the stealing section of the advanced. So let's check him out. As an A stealer, Odubie McDowell starts out as a 15. He's being held, so that makes him a 13. And we need the catcher arm rating of Buck Martinez. He's a -1. Knocks it down to a 12. Do they want to try it a 1-12? Nope, they're going to go ahead and let Toby Harris swing away. Don't want to run out of an inning. Take a chance. Here's Hara. 3-8 for Hara. 3-8 is a fly ball to center. 1 away. Hara is retired. Here's Pete O'Brien. 5-3 for O'Brien. Alexander against a lefty. 5-3 is a fly ball right field X. Right fielder, Barfield, is a 1. That's a 17, so that's definitely a good play. 2 down. That'll bring up Pete Incaviglia. 4-7 against a right-hander. 4-7. 1-2 is a single. Anything else, and he is going to hit a line drive to the shortstop, Fernandez. And that's what he does, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there. We played 6 complete here at Arlington Stadium. Texas Rangers trailed the Toronto Blue Jays by the score of 2-1. Okay, we start at the top of the 7th, and Bobby Valentine has decided to go with a new pitcher, Dale Mahorsic. And in 1986, Dale Mahorsic was 2-4 with a 2.51 ERA. So he is in there. Take on Cecil Fielder to lead things off. 2-4 for Fielder is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Handled by Mahorsic, 1 away. Brings up Buck Martinez. 1-6 for Martinez. And that is a fly to left. However, since this card does have that triangle, I'll go ahead and use it, even though that's not necessarily part of the advance. It's part of my hybrid. So a 1 is a single. Anything else, he will line to short. And he's going to line to short. So in this case, it really didn't matter. Only had a 1 in 5 chance of getting a hit. So here's Garcia, Tomaso Garcia. 3-5 for Garcia. And it's ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Mahorsic did his job and keeps the Blue Jays at bay, right where they're supposed to be. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. It is the Blue Jays 2 and the Rangers 1. And while the Blue Jays bring in their new pitcher Mark Eichhorn to warm up, we have a little 7th inning stretch entertainment.
Just 2-2. Well, now Kelly knew just what to do. Well, just to cheer up the boys, she knew. She made the gang sing this song. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Oh, won't you buy me some peanuts and some Cracker Jack? Well, I don't care if I never get back. I don't care if I never get back. Root for my home team. Because it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the
right, we are ready for the bottom of the 7th. And new pitcher again is Mark Eichhorn. Eichhorn in 1986. 14-6 with a 1.72 ERA. He was a setup man for Tom Hinkie, so he's looking to go 2 innings and set it up for Hinkie. That's the ideal way that they would like to play it. We'll see how it happens. He's got to get by Gary Ward to lead things off. To 4-8 for Eichhorn, and that's a strikeout. So Eichhorn starts out with a strikeout of Gary Ward. Brings up Larry Parrish. 2-11 for Parrish, and that's ground ball to third. 2 down. And that'll bring up Darrell Porter. 4-5 against the lefty. 4-5 is a potential triple. 1-2. 3-20 is a double. So it is a double for Darrell Porter. He is now the tying run at second base for Steve Buechele. Buechele in a big opportunity. 2-out opportunity. 4-6. However, he will strike out. That dot is there, but he's not fatigued, so the strikeout will stand. And nothing doing for the Rangers in the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's still Toronto 2, Texas 1. Okay, Bobby Valentine has once again gone to his bullpen with a couple of lefties coming up. He's gone to left-hander Mike Mason, and he was 7-3 with a 4.33 ERA. Part-time starter, part-time reliever, but the only other lefty they have is the Wild Thing, and they want to save him for the 9th, possibly, or a save situation should they get the lead. So right now it is Mike Mason, lefty on lefty against Lloyd Mosby, top of the order. 5-11 for Mason. 5-11 is a ballpark single, and that's a 1-11 check. And that's a 13, so it's going to be a line out to second. 1 away. That will bring up switch hitting Tony Fernandez. 2-5 for Fernandez against a lefty is a ground ball to short. 2 down. Brings up another left-handed hitter, third baseman Rance Mullenix. That's a 2-6 for Mullenix against a lefty. He's going to ground to third. And so Mike Mason does his job and keeps the Blue Jays in check. We will go to the bottom of the 8th, and Mr. Eichhorn, Mark Foghorn Eichhorn, is still in there. His second inning of work. He'll be facing Wilkerson. Bottom of the order, Wilkerson, followed by the top of the order, McDowell and Hara. Now, if we look at the bench for the Rangers, Wilkerson hit .237 on the season, so we'll see if they got anybody maybe that they might want to use as a pinch hitter. It's possible, you never know. We'll check it out. Look at their bench, see who they might have. Scott Fletcher is a .300 hitter, so they're going to go to Fletcher, even though he's a right-hander. They're going to go with Fletcher. Fletcher is going to pinch hit for Wilkerson, stay in the game to play shortstop. So Scott Fletcher is your new shortstop in the top of the 9th. And Fletcher is a 3 E19. But right now, he's pinch hitting against Eichhorn. At a 3-5. 3-5 for Fletcher is a walk, so that paid off. Leadoff walk gets the tying run to the on base with nobody out for O.B. McDowell. Whoa, way over here. 1-11 for McDowell. Ground ball third base B, so that's a fielder's choice. 5-4, and McDowell will be the new runner at first base. Brings up Toby Hara. Hara 5-2 against Eichhorn. Fly ball to left, and that's 2 away. It's up to Pete O'Brien, the lefty. 6-3 against the left-hander for Eichhorn. That's a ballpark singles check. 1-11 will be a base hit. It is not. It is a line out to second. And the inning's over. So we go to the 9th. Still status quo. The Blue Jays 2 and the Rangers 1. Okay, top of the 9th. Mike Mason's going to stay in to face one more batter. Willie Upshaw. It's another lefty on lefty matchup. And then the righties coming in. So we got a 4-10 for Mason against the lefty. And that's a ballpark single check. 1-11. That's a base hit. So it's a leadoff single by Upshaw, and now the new pitcher will be coming in as Mason will leave. Bobby Valentine goes to the mound and brings in the right-hander Greg Harris. And on the 86 season, Harris 10-8 with a 2.83 ERA. He will be in there to face the right-handers, starting with George Bell. So runner at first, nobody out. Here's Bell, 4-11 for Harris against the right-hander. It's a ground ball first base X. That's O'Brien. He's a 2. And that's a 6. So we'll check the 2 and the 6. For a first baseman, a 2 and a 6 is a ground ball A. So it's a 3-6-3 double play. They turn it. They turn it. Nicely done by O'Brien to the new shortstop Fletcher, and then back to O'Brien. 3-6-3. Bases clean. Here's Barfield. 4-10 against Harris. Ground ball back to Harris, and the inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Score still 2-1. And coming in for the Blue Jays to try to nail it down is Mr. Tom Hinkie. And on the 86 season, Tom Hinkie 9-5 with a 3.35 ERA. It does not list the saves on the cards, so don't know how many saves he had without looking it up. But he will be in there to start the bottom of the 9th. And he's going to be facing Incaviglia, Ward, and Parrish, numbers 4, 5, and 6. So Hinkie, who strikes out a lot of batters, against Incaviglia, who strikes out a lot. You decide what's going to happen. 6-8, 6-8. It's a strikeout. Okay, you win the prize. All right, brings up Gary Ward. 2-7 for Ward, and that's a strikeout. So Hinkie struck out the first 2. We're down to the last out for the Rangers. It's Larry Parrish. That is a 3-5 for Parrish, and that is a fly to center, and that's the ball game. So nothing doing for the Rangers in the bottom of the 9th. Final score, and Toronto won the game in real life 3-1, and this game they won it 2-1. There was one error on Texas, none on Toronto. And the hits, let's check out the hits real quick. Let's see here for Toronto. 1, 2, not many, huh? Just 3 hits is all I've got them for. Unless I'm missing something. I see an error and some walks, but I see 3 hits, and that's it. 2-3-0 for the Blue Jays. Let's check the Rangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got them for 5 hits. So we got 2-3-0 and 1-5-1. Winning pitcher was Doyle Alexander. Losing pitcher was Ed Correa, and the save goes to Tom Hinkie. So hopefully you enjoyed that presentation of advanced with a little bit of hybrid Strat-o-matic. And until next time, hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.